Joy Reid pushes Republican polling conspiracy theory. MSNBC host Joy Reid promoted a conspiracy theory that Republicans were intentionally affecting polls to promote the idea of a red wave in the midterm elections. MSNBC's Joy Reid pushed another conspiracy theory of her own Monday night by suggesting that Republican polling firms were fixing results to favor their political party. The Readout host attacked polls continuing to suggest that Republican candidates are surging ahead of the midterm elections. In addition to claiming that their results were wrong, she insisted that they were part of an insidious plan to affect the media narrative. If you get past those headlines and dig a little deeper, you would uncover an insidious and seemingly intentional campaign from Republican-backed polling firms to flood the zone and tip the balance of polling averages in favor of their candidates, to create a narrative that Republicans are surging and that a red wave is imminent and inevitable, Reid said. Using reports from Democratic pollster Simon Rosenberg, Reid said that more than half of recent midterms polls are from Republican firms or groups. MSNBC host Joy Reid accused Republican polling firms of fixing results to favor their candidates. MSNBC host Joy Reid accused Republican polling firms of fixing results to favor their candidates. MSNBC. Midterm elections, 10 most off-the-rails debate moments of 2022, from Fetterman on fracking to Walker's badge. Rosenberg himself appeared on the show as guest in the following segment, agreeing that Republicans have corrupted polling data. What's really unfortunate is that the places we rely on to help us tell us what's going on in the election have been corrupted by a flood Republican polling in the last few weeks. Now, in 6 major battleground states, more than half the polls conducted in October have been conducted by Republican firms. That means basically we can't trust the data on Real Clear Politics or 538 any longer. It's essentially Republican propaganda, Rosenberg claimed. He also attacked mainstream media sources who continued to use polling reports from these firms. MSNBC host Joy Reid said early last year that the GOP voting legislation was the end of democracy in America and the beginning of a strategy reminiscent of apartheid South Africa. MSNBC host Joy Reid said early last year that the GOP voting legislation was the end of democracy in America and the beginning of a strategy reminiscent of apartheid South Africa. Photo by Theo Wargo/Getty Images Ms. Foundation for Women. Listen, these are junk polls. The Republicans, this is part of the information war. They're trying to suppress Democratic turnout, create more negative sentiment for Democrats and more positive sentiment for them. What I think is disappointing, many of the people who do the analysis on elections, should have caught this. This is an unprecedented massive campaign by the Republicans to gain the polling average. And it's disappointing to me this wasn't caught earlier by many of the people that do this that are on TV and do this for a living. But it has to be understood now that the polling averages have been corrupted. We now need to look in my view towards the early voting, Rosenberg said. Lindsey Graham says GOP will win House and Senate, put a stop to all this crazy crap from Biden admin. Reid has had a history of pushing bizarre and outright false conspiracy theories and misinformation on both her show and her Twitter account. In 2020, she claimed that 538 was named as such for the margin of voters when the Republican SCOTUS reversed the 2000 election. MSNBC's Joy Reid accused Republicans of gaslighting voters on abortion. MSNBC's Joy Reid accused Republicans of gaslighting voters on abortion. MSNBC.